I'm sad, so everyone should be sad. It's comptroller. People don't know what the f that is, Herbert.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of And Just Like Yap. I'm Caroline.
I am Andy.
At the top, we sort of really need to get into the news that shook the airwaves last week as we, briefly inserted at the end of recording.
Yes.
And Just Like That is ending.
Is canceled.
I know there's a lot of hubbub online, and I think, honestly, the preview at the end of the episode confirmed it for me. It's because it said on the season finale and not on the series finale.
Correct. There would have been much more fanfare because the idea of ending the entire Sex and the City extended canon without any sort of fanfare about it would be wild. We do believe that they were canceled before their time, and this was not expected.
My theory is that this week's episode and next week's episode were also cut up to start the season.
Because this episode was mercifully, again, only 28 minutes.
I'm hoping for an oral history from the cut in the next 2 to 3 months that actually tells me what happened. Because it feels like they're trying to gaslight us into this was a decision that they went into the season knowing, when other people on the internet have pointed out that Kristen Davis on an interview in March had said, I hope that Trey can maybe come back in season 4 in some capacity.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they definitely were not expecting to end it. I feel like there would have been a lot more fanfare, and how are they going to wrap all of this up, even from just a season standpoint? This feels like all of And Just Like That sort of mirrored Carrie and Big's relationship as a whole of it was, no, but hear me out.
Yeah, no, I'm ready.
It was rocky. We were going back and forth of things are good, things are bad, things are good, things are bad, they're confusing. And then right as we're just finally hitting a stride where we're things are good, things are calm, everybody's happy, we're excited, we're interested. We didn't realize we had been sitting on a Peloton this whole time, and that Peloton was about to become our grave.
It's true.
And we were all going to get a heart attack, and Carrie was not going to call the EMTs in time. She was just going to hold us in the shower as we passed.
And I'd love for SJP to hold me in the shower.
I know.
I'm going to be very soothed.
I'd be fine dying that way. It's getting held by Sarah Jessica Parker in the shower.
Is that a Make-A-Wish? But that takes us to this week's episode 11, called Forget About the Boy, which I felt so heard because you heard us go on about that song for 5 minutes 2 weeks ago. Before we get to Thoroughly Modern Millie, we are taken to a bakery. We see Carrie, where I knew immediately just from the side profiles, Jackie Hoffman's here and I'm safe. I am safe when Jackie Hoffman is in front of me.
Adore Jackie Hoffman.
It was great. And we find out that Carrie's been going to this bakery for years, and this woman is disgruntled in line because she finds out you're pre-ordering pies for Thanksgiving. And Jackie Hoffman had told her, you're not taking any more pie orders for Thanksgiving. Carrie did not know what she was walking into. It felt like this was a scene to show Carrie is the woman of New York. Carrie is always supporting the local businesses. She is out here stomping the streets, even in COVID, ordering pies until they have been covered in mold on the shelves. Carrie is our number one New Yorker, and you're not, lady.
You're not.
I mean, I love when they do New York in the fall. It's my favorite time to see. Like we said last week, it's just it becomes such a fifth character. We have her yet another long skirt. Women of a certain age, am I supposed to only wear floor-length skirts after I turn 50?
I hope not.
But Carrie's back on her street, the street where she lives. I'm on the street where you live, my fair lady. And she's on the phone with Miranda telling her she ordered all of the pies, and Miranda's 7 pies. What? You know what? More pie the merrier. It's always pie the next day is wonderful. Pie a week later, still great. I don't know why we're complaining.
Pie tomorrow, pie yesterday. Pies tomorrow, pie yesterday.
That's a good Carol Channing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
We find out Miranda is hosting Thanksgiving, and Brady is cooking. Our chef, he's been at the Culinary Institute for 2 weeks, and now he's ready to do a whole damn bird. And find out, like, while Miranda's probably eating, like, sweet green. That's, like, the shit. I know that hexagon.
Yes. That cursed eco-friendly hexagon bowl that gets soggy while you're finishing your salad.
I know, all the slop that they put in there. We really love slop now. Big slop nation.
Huge slop nation. Huge.
She's like, well, guess where I am? I'm walking down my own street. And it just feels like we're setting the tone for this, like, existential crisis that Carrie is experiencing this entire episode. Now that Duncan is gone, Carrie's like, I'm alone with my thoughts. I have to be reckoning, like, with me as a solo person. And our girl, Lisette, is running down the stairs. She looks like she's dressed, like, in that movie American Hustle.
Yes! Oh, my God. 100% in this, like, leather 70s, like, roller rink couture. Glad we got to see Lisette. We haven't seen her since... I think it was, like, the first or second episode.
When she gave her the necklace.
Yes. Oh, my God. I feel like I've aged 1,000 years.
We've gone through a lot.
That feels like so long ago, and we had no idea.
I know. 8 weeks ago, Andy and Caroline, we didn't know. And this is where Jim puts a flashback.
And a testament to Rosie O'Donnell as an actor.
Yeah. And she's like, I feel so bad. I've not reached out to you. And she's like, how are you and Aidan? And she's like, well, we're obviously not together anymore. She's like, 22 years. That's my record. Now, here's my question again. Are we saying she was with Aidan for 22 years?
She keeps making this joke, sort of, and, like, I don't think Kathy would appreciate hearing that Carrie and Aidan were together 22 years when Kathy had 3 children with that man in the interim.
Homer, Potato, and...
But yeah, like, Carrie, stop saying that you were with this guy for 22 years. Like, I know you're joking. Not even, because she was angry at Miranda when she was saying, like... We've been doing this for 22 years. It's like, you didn't speak to him. You gave him a kiss in Abu Dhabi, and then he was gone for, like, a decade. So, like, chill out.
You were married for 10 of those years.
Correct. To a different person.
Lisette invites Carrie to a gathering at her old apartment, the Monday before Thanksgiving. And we see her thinking about it, looking at that old door so thoughtfully before. What a fun callback here would have been if they started playing the Moon River Tendril from My Heart and Why.
That would have been. I mean, I said it when we first saw Lisette. I felt like the only reason we were keeping her around is because Carrie was going to eventually want her apartment back because things didn't work out with Aidan. I'm not saying that's where we're going this time, but it does not surprise me that Carrie has ended up wistful in fall in front of her old apartment. Like, we knew that was happening at some point.
Here she is looking wistful again, just like... that woman that lived all those lives upstairs.
Oh, many, many lives.
And we were back at York Goldenblatt headquarters, and we were hearing a lot about Harry's penis again. We were polishing silverware. Find out he's not had an erection since surgery.
They made a big deal about Harry's diagnosis, and then it turned out it really wasn't that big a deal, I guess. Well, Charlotte has had a wealth of experience in the area of dick don't work. Like, if anybody, I wrote down in my notes of, like, if anybody is going to stay 100% committed to Harry eventually getting hard, it is Charlotte. Charlotte, who years ago was researching, like, hydraulics for Trey's penis. Like, she will make it happen.
She was measuring with the stamps while he was sleeping. Honestly, speaking of, maybe that was, like, what she thought Trey was going to come back in season 4 to talk to Harry about his penis. Okay, oh my God, dream situation. They're on a bench in Central Park. Harry's to the left, Harry's in the center, Trey's to the left, and then Steve is on the other side. He's like, well, at least you got 2 big balls. Yep. I got 1.
I know. And Trey's like, well, it wasn't necessarily a physical problem with me, per se. It was more of an emotional problem between Rebecca and Schooner. Private joke.
Like, instead of 3 men and a baby, it's 3 men and an erection.
3 men and a boner. Oh my God. Oh, see, this is where this show needed to go. It would not have gotten canceled if they would start listening to these great ideas.
Listen, we have so many ideas for you.
So many ideas. Yeah, that would be stunning. But yeah, I thought to myself, I was like, you know what? For Charlotte, this is like easy work. Like, I have to keep this man like feeling good about himself while he can't get hard. Not my first rodeo.
Charlotte couldn't keep her jaw off the ground once she turned around and Rock had come through the doorway. It was like everything that Charlotte had ever wanted in a child had appeared through the doorway. Rock, head to toe, Sutton Foster coated in the Millie costume. I was like, did they get the Tony costume? Because
I know.
The budget on this is crazy.
And I had the thought, I was like, I wonder if Rock is indeed playing Millie. I wonder what that's going to do to Charlotte. Because the past full season, we haven't really had any discussion about, like, Charlotte dealing with Rock's gender identity, and it seems like the family has all sort of like settled in and has become very comfortable with Rock's gender identity, which is wonderful. But I did have a thought of like, ooh, this is gonna throw something interesting in the mix to like have Rock be performing the female gender, and I was wondering like what feelings that was gonna bring up.
I appreciate this about like Kristen Davis's face. It's so expressive, and like you can see everything that's like going through Charlotte's mind when she sees this, because like obviously it's gonna be very conflicting, and Charlotte's trying to be very mindful of how she responds to Rock, and like not trying to really overly say, you look pretty, like, you know, it just does not, is trying to, like, because doesn't want to cross that boundary that, like, Rock has set. And the makeup, like, Lily did, but I just thought this line was so funny about, like, and the wig's itchy, but that's showbiz. Like, so we leave Millie and we shuffle off to a dressing room across the city.
A dressing room the size of a studio apartment. Like,
I know.
I'm like, this is a dressing room that's a whole room with like a full door that actually closes. Like, I was just at Madewell the other day, just like, you know, like trying to squeeze into jeans behind one single piece of canvas curtain.
And somehow they found that at Bergdorf. So, you know, they're getting ready for fall. Giuseppe's trying on sweaters, you know, and this was so strange, but also I guess makes sense for this plot line. But we see Giuseppe is like, oh, I'm in love with Anthony, gets down on one knee after we've resolved everything with Gia an episode or two before. And Anthony's like, what are you going to do? Blow me at Bergdorf? The most Anthony response.
100%.
And Giuseppe proposes to him. And this, I hate that they did. Anthony looks so short in this scene. This is doing him no favors, like the way that they've done this. Like,
it's really true. Giuseppe on one knee is like about Anthony's height in this picture.
Yeah, we've really done them no favors. And he says, yes, and my star of the episode, the salesman going, congratulations, and how are we liking the plum?
I know. Yeah, always be closing. Yeah, they're moving this relationship along very, very quickly. Like, we just last week were watching a man masturbate to a puppet of Giuseppe in a codpiece. You cannot give me a proposal immediately. I still need time to recover. Like, I'm still having nightmares about that scene. Like, I'm not ready for there to be a proposal.
Look at how thick. I immediately was like, that's like 3 inches, this novel that Carrie wrote.
Yes.
It's a thick stack of paper.
It is.
But shockingly, it is fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah,
to the shock of all of us.
The prose is fluid and moving.
Oh, you know, I took a picture of that. But before we get to that, I noticed, all of Carrie's books are on the bookshelf behind her.
Oh my God.
And yeah, your prose is, I wanted to scream. So much conversation about the prose.
I will say this until I'm dead on the Peloton. I don't know how this book could possibly be that good, given what we have heard of it, but whatever. Go off, Carrie. Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Can't wait for your romantic tragedy to fly off the shelves. Because we find out, as much as she loved it, she was like, wait, I'm ready for the last chapter. We find out that they want Carrie to write an epilogue, and we see, I loved this shot of the girls through the window. Her old windows, the old windows.
Yes.
It has to be the old glass.
Yes, the glass that makes little rainbows. Oh, my God.
Oh, God. I know. But we see our girls are together. They're at the Gramercy house. And Charlotte is telling everyone they have to come to Thoroughly Modern Millie. And Miranda and Joy are going to some disaster management conference.
Yeah, the role of media in disaster management sounds like a real fun, sexy time.
I know, much like the compassion for the unhoused.
Yes, the conference for compassion for the unhoused. Yes,
the unhoused. And we see Charlotte's telling them for the first time, you know, like, I want you to see that because Rock looks pretty, but also I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. And I don't know. I just feel like this was such a wonderful representation, I think, of this conflict that I'm sure, like, many parents probably feel of, like, what are you supposed to do when, like, your child, like, identifies a certain way? And, like, how do I relate to them? Because I want to respect that. And, like, also I know that there's this, like, more deep-seated sort of, like, you know, tug that you have as a parent underneath.
Yeah, absolutely. It just shows, like, Charlotte really is an excellent parent above all else. Yeah. The fact that she's thinking about this rather than just sort of like telling Rock that they look pretty and like fawning over Rock, like taking into account the fact that your child might be uncomfortable even though what you think you're saying is positive. It's made a lot of missteps, but I feel like once again, season 3, we're finally starting to settle into like the show finding its rhythm in a lot of ways, and one of the main ways is it's becoming ever more less cringy when it tries to take on subjects like race and gender. So I do appreciate the way they're handling this.
I agree, because season 1 of And Just Like That, Charlotte would not have been able to have this reaction. It would have been horrible, and this was just such a great, like, measured response. And then the most Miranda comment, you know, if they still identified as Millie, I was like, this was a good Miranda joke. This is the Miranda jokes we want.
It's a good Miranda joke. Miranda loves a witty little quip.
And then more musical references. We find out that Miranda has invited Miss Mia.
Miranda, what are you doing?
I mean, she's literally doing Sophie and Mamma Mia. She's sending out the invites to the 3 dads, except we know who the baby mama is.
Correct.
And is going to show up. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so much meddling. Like, cut it out, Miranda. Just cut it out.
Of course, then Carrie is like, oh, on the role you play in home disaster management. Like, yeah, what, how could you think this was a good idea?
It's definitely not.
It's not gonna go well. And finally, we're hearing them sort of like talk about how empty Carrie's house had been for so long.
Yeah.
It was just kind of shocking that this is now episode 11, we're hearing them express this concern, but I think maybe some of that was in response to how off the handle Carrie had been, like, when she was with Aidan, so they probably couldn't express that, but like Charlotte was like, I was getting concerned before.
Also, everybody was really wrapped up in their own lives. Like, Charlotte was dealing with Harry, Miranda was dealing with Joy stuff. So like, Carrie finally got furniture right as her two best friends were sort of like winding down and ready to like open their eyes and be like, so okay, great, we have places to sit in this giant empty space. Cool.
Cool. Thrilled to see that you sort of have figured everything out. And she tells them about the feedback from the publisher, that they think it's a romantic tragedy because the woman ends up alone, and they want her to write an epilogue to make it the happy ending. And she's like, I like the ending. I thought it was honest. Again, we're really hitting the nail on the head. She likes being alone. It's honest. We're okay being alone.
Yeah. I mean, this is like the core thing that we have been dealing with in the entire Sex and the City universe, like, from the beginning, is like, is it okay to be single? Is it okay for a woman to be by herself in New York City or anywhere? Can she have a fulfilling life? What have you?
This is the first time she's been single, and she doesn't have her usual options. One is dead.
Yeah.
Old Big is dead, and Aidan is been shipped off back to Virginia for us to never see him again.
Thank
and
fucking
Duncan
God.
went to London. Thank God. So it's like she really is like, I am alone.
Obviously, this is a TV show, but I feel like a lot of people romanticize their lives this way of like, ooh, if it doesn't work out with my current person, there's always like that one that got away or like an ex or like whatever, or like, you know, if you think about like what would have happened with that person. So it's like we've now actually seen what would have happened with your other big love. We let that play out, and it did not live up to whatever.
It crashed, it burned.
Yeah, it crashed and burned. And so whatever fantasy you might have had in your head at times when things were bad with Big, you're really like flying without a net at this point, because you don't even have like the psychological comfort of like, oh, maybe there's this person like still waiting in the wings after all these years. It's like, they are waiting in the wings, but they're the fucking worst, and you shouldn't date them again.
Correct. You let them stay in the wings. Let them stay in their coffin.
Correct.
And oh, there we go. There's the tie. There's like you can kind of see.
Yes, you can see it. Yeah, it's just like I've never in my life seen anybody choose to do that with a sweatshirt ever.
I'm wondering if they had to like cut it. I don't know. I need to see the like.
I think you would have to cut it in order to tie it like that. I don't know. These are the things in, like, the entire Sex and the City universe where you're like, I know I'm not supposed to be focusing on this, but, like, who wears an item of clothing that way? Who?
I know. And then yet another ankle-length skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then in an afterthought, Anthony and Giuseppe are engaged. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. And we are back, and Adam and Seema are having sex in the shower, as we seem to always come, like, their scene cuts always seem to be, like, they're in the middle of sex. Like, it's always, like...
I know.
And we find out very quickly Adam wants to introduce Seema to his sister on next Thursday, which is Thanksgiving. He doesn't believe in Thanksgiving, but very casually says, top of my list of things to be thankful for is you. And we're like, oh, I love you.
That
Seema also says, I love you. And we get a hot little kiss.
I was surprised. I mean, things have been going really well, but I, like, gasped when he said it, and then she says it back immediately. Like, I thought the groundwork we've laid with Seema is that this would really freak her out, but I think we really, like, broke new ground with her, you know, killing Adam's mother plant and everything being fine. Like, she doesn't even hesitate at all. No, she just says it back right away. It was honestly, like, one of the, like, most sweet, genuine moments we've seen on the show in a while.
Yeah. I know, and it was just, again, we've, like, Adam doesn't have the ick anymore. I don't know, I'm really, like, into, like, how they're expressing everything to each other and how emotionally intelligent he seems to be.
Yeah.
And really, like, is not scared, I think, by how she's scared. I don't know, it's a nice balance.
Yeah.
I guess we're meeting the sister next week. It's the big night of the show, everybody.
It's the night of the show.
It's opening night. Carrie's in yet another full blazer and long skirt. The long skirt counter is up to, I think, 3 this episode. But Anthony immediately tells Carrie, I'm having second thoughts about saying yes. Surprise. And then, okay, this I was like, is this when she goes into Aidan, there was Aidan.
Oh my God.
A knee, a street, a dog, a ring. I said yes. I was like, is this the new for sale baby shoe, new baby shoe never worn?
The Peaches in the Icebox poem.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, Carrie, like, enough. We moved past Aidan. Like,
I know. I will say though, like, it's fun to have a moment of Carrie and Anthony like really relating to each other. Like, they've gotten along and like they've had some like fun little spats. But the energy when Carrie walked in was like Anthony was like, I need to talk to you specifically because I'm sure Charlotte is just over the moon about the engagement. And like Anthony definitely sought Carrie out as like, you will understand me having some, like, doubts about all of this.
Totally. I have doubts.
I have doubts. I have such doubts.
If only they were going to see a production of Doubt.
Oh my God, I just spit out my water thinking about a high school production of Doubt.
Rock is it Sister Aloysius? What is
I
her
think
name?
so.
Like,
I think it's Sister Aloysius. Oh my God.
And Henry is Philip Seymour Hoffman. Oh Oh my god. If you know a high school doing doubt, let us know because we would like to attend.
I would like to be in the audience for that. I really would.
But very importantly, he's like, I don't know if he wants me to marry him or mommy him. And that, man, that was a sentence that resonated with me.
It resonated with a lot of people, I'm sure.
Not ideal for everyone.
It is not. And this is the first time that, like, Anthony is sort of questioning, like, maybe, not necessarily, like, is our age difference too glaring, but, like, is our sort of maturity level too glaring? Because Anthony had been kind of living in this fantasy before he saw Giuseppe's apartment.
It's also like a reminder that like Gia was taking care of him and coddling him. Mm-hmm. And now it's like she passed on the torch. She's like, now you get to take care of him.
Yep. If you're so insistent on having this relationship, like, fine, go ahead.
Take care of this baby. Because it's just, that is very real. It's very real. You'll find yourself in that corner.
Yep.
Being responsible for all of their needs, and it's just it's taxing.
And let's not forget, this baby was raised in multiple villas, plural villas.
It's tough. And Victor Garber is back. Okay, now, watching the preview for next week, I have a lot of questions about what we're doing with this character, because in my head, because, as we know in real life now, Victor Garber is a queer man out of the closet. I assumed the way that this next thing, when we find out that, like, he's like, oh my god, getting engaged is the best part, I was like, oh, are we sort of having him be attracted to Anthony? Like, I didn't know. That was, like, where my brain was going. And Harry does the smartest thing in the world, is gets that black and white cookie looks so good.
Oh my god, I love black and white cookies. Love. And getting them, breathing the intermission rush, genius. This man's a genius.
This is a genius. But I also did look, I was like, is the icing on that already melting? I hope you're eating it, like, right now, because, like, that chocolate is going to be on your hand. So, before she sings Gimme Gimme, that is going to be, like, melting all over you.
Let's hope that they have blasted the AC.
And, of course, Henry's the male lead. We never got to see Jimmy, though.
I know. That was a crime. That was really a crime to, like, after the karaoke episode, like, give me Henry performing. Like, please. I beg of you.
We know he's a showman. I have to see that man perform. Let him be. And Herbert's upset about losing. This election that happened to maybe, like, 5 people in New York. No one else is talking about it.
Correct.
As we see the part of, like, the other Scooby-Doo gang that were a part of the SAT episode. And they are here to just kick Herbert while he's down. Is it too triggering to say recount? And remind him we donated all the money. Also, I was like, is this like a Brandy Carlisle doppelganger?
I know.
It's not Brandy Carlisle, but it looks like her.
I know. This is like, we're dressed like Brandy Carlisle about to accept a Grammy Award, but we are at a high school performance of Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Yeah, it's, like, interesting, but, like, Herbert's, like, clearly down in the dumps. And our favorite is back.
Oh, my God. God bless.
Medley, Principal Peterson. I was so thrilled to see him again. You know, he was like, I told the LGBTQIA community from the gyms to the Jellicle Ball, and then tries to cheer him up with a quote from Roosevelt, if you're gonna fail, fail while daring greatly. And then he has this, and then has a moment, and it's like he's seen God. He saw Giuseppe for the first time. And is, like, smitten immediately. We find out very quickly he just came out of the... Like, there's so much that happened in the span of 7 lines of Principal Peterson. I was like, why are we just, like, seeing all of this now?
From the gyms to the Jellicle Ball is excellent writing. Chef's kiss.
I know. What an incredible line. That tells me everything I need to know about Principal Peterson and his extracurricular activities and where he's at. I need to see him in the streets. I need to see him at Why isn't he at Hot Fellas? That feels like a place we would see him at.
Perhaps we'll get that in the finale. I hope for all of us that happens.
I hope so. And of course Anthony's like, who the fuck was that queen? It was just a funny, like, aside. I don't know. I loved this sort of, like, extra bubble of the queer world at
Yes, and also a reminder that, like, as nice as Anthony has gotten over the years, he's still a bitchy queen at heart.
At his core, and I never want him to be anything but that. That is a bitchy queen, and we salute you. But it's time. The orchestra Which is also funny because Forget About the Boy is not the first song in the musical.
Certainly
it's in
not.
The second act.
Certainly not. Certainly not. But we need to cut to the chase.
We need to cut to the name of the episode, Forget About the Boy. It's like we're mirroring the choreography from the Tony performance like we were just discussing recently.
Yes. The set is very similar. The costumes are very similar. Like, yeah, they're just trying to model it off of the most iconic performance of the show.
Yeah, it's like they literally, like, went into our brains and they were like, let's download the top 5 most watched Tony performances. And here we are with the budget of a Broadway production. The happiest audience I've ever seen. I must say.
Certainly.
Yeah, everyone looks very and I was like, are we like mirroring the pilot? We went from Lily's piano recital to now we're watching Rock. I was like, who's gonna die on the pilot song during the performance? Who's about to die? Is the curse over?
Oh my god, yeah, who's gonna die during Forget About the Boy?
Forget about the boy. Forget about the boy. And Charlotte leans over to Carrie, take a picture of Rock, because Rock has explicitly said no pictures, but didn't say that Carrie couldn't take a picture, because, again, Charlotte's being so good about being respectful and like, trying to respect Rock's wishes, but, like, also is a mom and, like, wants to, like, remember this moment of, like, their child being, like, who they are, and it's just, like, really lovely. I don't know. I'm really enjoying all of this. And we get Principal Peterson. I just loved this cutaway to him staring at Giuseppe.
He sat right behind him.
It's perfect. And again, I was like, wow, the coloring on these, like, sea of black and white, like patterns, like, it's the loudest, like, pattern production of Thoroughly Modern Millie. Anything else you got to say about our night at the theater?
I mean, I just love any chance we get to see high school musical theater depicted on TV, because it is the universe that we both come from. This production looked so much more professional than the average high school theater production. I wish we had seen Henry. I really wanted to see Henry perform. I wanted to see Rock and Henry performing together. I also was like, is this a one night only performance? Because when I was doing high school musical theater, we got three to four performances.
Yeah.
Because you're working on that for a long time. You need to make sure everybody can see.
I know. What was your senior role? What was your senior?
My senior role was Miss Hannigan in Annie. And I did win an award for it.
Wow!
A regional high school musical theater award.
Wow. Okay, well, I was just Mary Lennox, and I had to wear 3 sports bras because I had massive breasts as a 17-year-old playing a 10-year-old in The Secret Garden. That girl does not shut up in that I just remember I was never not on stage. And,
oh, yeah. That's the main character.
And if you're a musical theater, like, what was your role?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. Please blow up the chat with High School Musical Theater talk. I would just love it.
Literally nothing would make us happier. But then we were caught to, like, sad Herbert, not going to work. Okay, this is one of my biggest icks in the world, is when a man fails and he has to put it like in a relationship specifically, then has to make everyone feel that around him. It is suddenly his partner's fault. No one else can be happy. Like, they are just can't have any self-reflection. Everyone must be sad and depressed. And LTW tries to tell him, I've never been prouder, and he's just like upset.
Like, he effectively tells her, like, please get out and leave me alone. I mean, I get it. When you're really hurting, like, you don't even necessarily want your, like, very loving significant other around. You just want to wallow.
Yeah.
And I get that, like, it was a very public campaign and he tried really hard, but, like, it's city comptroller. Most people don't even know what that means. You're still so fucking rich. Like, please just cheer up. Like, do something, like, extra. Like, go to a spa. Like, spend some of your money. Like, you're fine.
Go to therapy. Like,
oh, please, dear God. Yeah.
Go to therapy. You'll be fine. I was just, like, so annoyed by this whole display. I hate when men do this. It's bad.
I'm sad, so everyone should be sad. Get over it. It's comptroller. People don't know what the fuck that is, Herbert. Like, call up Bill Kelly and, like, ask how he dealt with rejection in his career as city comptroller, okay?
We are back at York Goldenblatt headquarters in the tiniest bed in Manhattan.
Too small.
It's too small. I'm sorry, you've been married for 25 years and you're sleeping in a double. Now here's my question. Why would you think an iPad feels like an erection?
I had the same question. I was like, this is, I'm willing to suspend my disbelief a lot when watching television, but it's moments like this where I'm like, there's no way.
No way! Not in hell.
I don't want to give Apple or Steve Jobs more praise than he is due, but like, no man has ever been as hard as whatever an iPad is made out of.
And we find out he's been watching porn in bed, like, you know, to work on that sad boner. We find out the reason why he's so, like, upset about Thanksgiving is because he kept saying when he had this cancer that he wouldn't let her tell anyone about. I just kept thinking I was going to make it to Thanksgiving. I would be fine. We're going to get to Thanksgiving. So then, of course, Charlotte has to, like, acquiesce. Like, you're all man to me. We'll make you have the Thanksgiving the way you want it.
Yeah.
Of course. It's how... but part of me was like, was that true? Or is this just your way of, like, guilting her to get the Thanksgiving you want?
I think it was a little bit of both. A couple days later, like, have your own family Thanksgiving at home. Like, what is the big issue? Like, be nice to Miranda. Go to her apartment. Yeah, it's going to be a shit show, but, like, it'll be a fun story. Just go. Get over it.
That's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is supposed to be, like, chaos.
Yes.
So we're left with them, and we find Charlotte in the closet, like, staring at this picture of Rock, and it's just, it's like, I don't know. I really loved how they dealt with Charlotte this episode. I just was like, and then we see Charlotte zoom in a bit more, and then I didn't get a screenshot of it, but then we see her delete the picture. And I thought that was just, like, such a nice respect of, like, Rock and their boundaries about that.
Yeah, and also just respecting the fact that, like, it's not going to do Charlotte any good to keep dwelling on this and to keep, like, having these complicated feelings about it. Like, it's important to work through them, obviously, but I agree. I think they handled this really, really well. And, like, obviously you and I can't speak from personal experience, but, like,
no,
I have to imagine there are people watching who have either been the person dealing with their gender identity or have been the person loving someone dealing with their gender identity. And, like, again, this show messes up in a lot of ways, but this is an instance in an area that they're, like, I think they're being, like, really sensitive in an important issue, and I appreciate how they handled this.
We are back at lesbian headquarters, where they're eating Indian. The dogs are here, and Brady comes rushing in because we find out that Mia has said yes to Thanksgiving, and Brady is rightfully pissed off about this.
Miranda is being ridiculous. I mean, I think that's actually what Brady says in this scene. But yeah, this whole scene was, like, very strange because, like, Miranda's like, I want to get to know, I mean, there's a baby coming, and you can see Joy is physically so uncomfortable during all of this and barely says anything, and I think sort of speaks to, like, sort of what we were getting to a week ago. It's like, I think Joy's bit off more than, like, I think she could chew in this situation of, like, it's just, like, shuts down in a way in this scene. And Brady, like, physically is then like, Joy, what do you think? She's being ridiculous, and Joy is just kind of like, I'm gonna take the dogs in the other room. I was relieved to see Joy there during this discussion because I was like, okay, clearly Miranda has told Joy that this is happening, and Joy did not flee immediately.
Right. But Miranda's, like, you know, trying to be 10 toes down. I want to get to know the mother of your baby. And Seema and Carrie are at drinks. We find out she's had to bail on Thanksgiving because she's going to be meeting Adam's sister. And she's upset because she's going to be eating tofurkey, which, like, valid. I mean, no disrespect.
Nothing truly compares to a real Thanksgiving dinner, which I think is probably, like, as far as, like, favorite meals go, the Thanksgiving spread, it's the best. So good. It's so good.
Anyways, we're back with Seema and Carrie. We've said Carrie's alone. She's like, we're like really hitting home this episode. Carrie is alone. The loneliest girl in New York. Isn't that the lonely boy in New York? Is that the Simon & Garfunkel
the only
song?
Living boy in New York.
Yeah, the only living woman over 50 in New York. And I don't know, I wanted to, like, zoom. I kind of liked this outfit again, another long skirt. But I like the, like, pattern mixing we got going on here. But she's like, I'm not going to be alone. I'm in a room with my closest friends. You know, she was like, it's going to not be bad. This Thanksgiving is going to be okay. I think, like, Seema is, like, catastrophizing it before she goes. And it's like, no, it's going to be great. Like, you're going to have a great time. And we find out Duncan is gone for good. The family that owned the apartment that Duncan was living in, they wanted to know if you're interested in buying it.
It's funny because Seema is a newer friend, Carrie doesn't treat her as badly as I think she would have treated Miranda, because Carrie immediately gets defensive and is like, you're saying I don't need all the space by myself. But she says it to Seema in a much nicer, gentle way, whereas, like, if it had been Miranda, I think she would have chewed her head off.
Oh, 10,000%.
Even though that's, like, 100% not what Seema is saying, because, as always, Seema is, like, approaching anything having to do with real estate as, like, we're talking business. Like, this is not, like, emotions are not involved in this.
Girl, I'm trying to get ahead of Ryan Serhant. We are trying to make a sale. Always be selling, always be buying. Seema's eyes say it all. She's like, girl, like, what are you thinking? Like, this is crazy. This
is not what I was saying.
It's a business question. And Carrie's just like, I don't know, I think it might make me sad or something to, like, going back to her old place. I think because she's talking then about going back to Lisette's for the drinks that she's offered. And because we see, like you said, the prediction was, is she going to go back to this apartment? What is going to happen here? What if I miss it? Carrie, no one waffles more than Carrie. Like, is so much of the, like, I want what I can't have.
I know. She loves to waffle. Also, it is painful to hear that, like, paperwork-wise, Duncan has definitively done what he said he was going to do, which is not come back. So, like, I don't know if they've been in touch. It seems like they haven't. But to find out through Seema that, like, he has officially, like...
Which is so cuckoo bananas, because it's like, y'all can get on a damn plane to go to London. Like, it's like, it is not 1924.
Yeah.
Like, you're not having to take the Titanic to cross the ocean.
No, also, if you have enough money to potentially buy the apartment that he was living in, you have enough money for a flight.
You have enough money to pay business class, so you can sleep on the way there. Wake up fresh as a
you
daisy.
can get a nice seat. That being said, though, if Duncan doesn't want her to come, though, common theme in Carrie's relationships, we don't have frank discussions about things until everybody's upset.
No, there's a lot going on in this head up there, but it doesn't come out of here. And we find her at the foot of the staircase of her old apartment, feeling very nostalgic, very, thinking about everything. We see her at the door, and we think Lisette's about to answer, and we see Carrie is very confused by whatever she's about to see, and this man, Ezekiel, is
behind another door.
And there's now a wall in between what was the apartment, and Ezekiel's like, welcome home. And we find out they've split up the apartment, and he gets the kitchen and she gets the closet.
Yeah, having a wall put up is crazy, especially since, like, I'm assuming that they still share the bathroom, though, because Ezekiel didn't get the bathroom.
No, that's a shared space, but it's just very, I'm like, also, then Lisette, are you just, like, eating out every day? I'm not built for New York.
Nor am I.
We see, but the closet is still intact, thank God. And then we find out there's another wall. Did Carrie, like, give her the apartment fully? Like, she doesn't, like, she's not renting from her?
No, I think she, like, signed it over to her. I think she sold it to her. So, like, this apartment is not the same. Like, choices have been made. You do not own it.
Pave Paradise, put up a sheet wall.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, Gorbachev said put that wall back up here.
Gorbachev said you can still have access to the bathroom, but through an extra wall.
Correct. And we see this crazy party happening on the other side. Oh, this I just thought was funny. She was like, this is like something that happens on streaming shows. I was like, Carrie, what streaming shows are you watching?
I was like, I hate to break it to you, Carrie. A lot of those streaming shows are based on real stories where women got kidnapped and murdered.
And that's why true crime has become a genre. Because women are soothed by knowing that other women get kidnapped and murdered. I'm one of those people. I've watched a lot of those shows. Yeah, I used to be one of those people, and now I've pressed onward. She's more scared of what's already happened to her, which is... Carrie, okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting so warm to you, like, having real thoughts about all of these things, like, and actually
we're getting
having
there.
productive, like, reflection on yourself. And I guess whoever said you can't go home again was right. And North Carolinian author Thomas Wolfe of Asheville, North Carolina, went on many a field trip to Thomas Wolfe stuff. And when you live in Asheville, it's like a part. I was like, oh my God, I can't escape.
I actually had that thought because I'm familiar with this quote and I'm like familiar generally with Thomas Wolfe, but I like went and looked him up and I was like, oh my God, Caroline must have something to say about this. And the fact that you went on like academic field trips related to Thomas Wolfe, like very much tracks.
Yeah, because it's like his house is in like downtown Asheville, and we get this last shot of Carrie now is looking at her stoop of her new house in Gramercy, and we find out that she's writing the epilogue. This font choice is like, I can't. It's so insane.
I think that's Calibri. Like, that looks like Calibri to me.
I love that Carrie's eating a blow pop while she writes. But we are now getting the epilogue as requested. We hear the first names we've ever heard.
Yes.
About Virginia Perry to Joshua Perry from London to New York City. So now I need to Google if those are character names on the Gilded Age.
Oh, yeah, because I wrote down, I was like, oh, so the other characters get to have names, but not the woman?
Not the woman who folded the paper intrigued.
Certainly not.
So we leave Carrie at her familiar haunt at the window typing, looking gorgeous and dewy, but we are left with one episode left of the series. Next week is Turkey Dinner. Who's going to play Adam's sister? We've got, some interesting things. Carrie will be alone, maybe, but I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much again for joining us. Again, subscribe, leave comments. We want to hear everything you're thinking. Share with your friends, share with your enemies. We're on Instagram and TikTok. We'll take any viewers and listeners.